which has taken us quite a while. And the last line of this Mishnah is one again about, yes, procrastination, not putting off things till it's too late, but in particularly in the area of Torah study. It says, "Va'al tomar," and do not say, "L'kishei paneh eshneh," that when I have time, I'll learn. Shema lo tipaneh, maybe you won't have free time. We're probably familiar with this idea in many endeavors, not just in Torah learning, of saying, "Oh, I'll get around to it when I have time." And there are different reasons why people procrastinate, but whatever the reasons are, usually what ends up happening is you don't get the item done, certainly not in the way you would have if you had done it in a timely fashion. So on this idea here, the Rambam says, he says, oh, I'm in the middle of a deal. I'm in the middle of some particular activity. So when I finish, then I'll learn. He says, don't do that because it's not going to happen. Either thing's never going to finish, or by the time you get around to it, you could be too tired. It's not going to happen. And this is actually similar to something we said earlier, where Shammai had said the first chapter, make say Torah keva, make your Torah a fixed thing to have a set time, or make it your main thing, or make a set time, that every day at this time you're going to study. And that way, the other things of your day won't get in the way. Like, oh, I'm so busy with this, I ran overtime, etc. It's built into your schedule. Interestingly, the way the Rambam also puts it is it's his friend, because Hillel and Shammai even though we think about them as adversaries, they weren't. They were actually very close. So Hillel is saying this, and Shammai they're saying the same idea. Rabbeinu Yonah also points out in general, 9 o'clock in the morning, you say, I'll do it later, when you could do it now. You don't know what's going to happen. In between now and then, all kinds of things could change, and new issues will come up. And again, it's going to get in the way. And people, I'm sure you know that from any endeavor that you do, whether it be business, whether it be dealing with your family, something comes up that you weren't expecting to do, even though every day something else comes up that you weren't expecting. So really you should be expecting that it's going to happen, because something's going to happen. You just don't know which item it is, which thing it is, right? So that's what Rabbeinu Yonah is telling you. You don't know what's going to happen. Get it done now. Make a time that it's fixed. First Yisrael, remember, he's the one who talks about the idea of from the leadership perspective, and the people who are in leadership are busy. So a person's very busy. So that person, listen, what do you want from me? I'm too busy. I don't have time to learn. I'm busy. So he says, no, even if you're busy, you make time. And anybody, there's always going to be a few minutes here, a few minutes there in between something. You can grab a few minutes. And what might happen though is a lot of people say is, oh, I've got 5 minutes. What am I going to do in 5 minutes? Like, it doesn't even pay to start, right? It doesn't pay to start because I only have 5 minutes. And he says that's a wrong attitude. In 5 minutes, you can accomplish a lot. And in fact, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Ramosha Feinstein, but it's people who they had every time they had 5 minutes, there was a certain thing that they would do. Like, let's say it was Mishnah, and he finished the whole thing after a certain amount of time, after a year, whatever it was, from all the 5 minutes, is that he was able to grab it in between things that, well, what are we going to do with that 5 minutes? And if you find something that you could do in that little short things, right, and you go through it, that it's a page at a time, you could be amazed that after a few months, how much ground you've covered in 5 minutes a day. Or you can end up, by the way, finding you had more than 5 minutes, just you had 3 times 5 minutes, but each one was 5 minutes, right? That also could happen. I mean, look how much we've accomplished in 10 minutes a day over the last number of years. Another idea that Rabbi brought down, that a person says, you know what, I have such a hectic life. I don't. If when things quiet down, when life quiets down, then I'll have more free time, then I'll learn more. he says that's also not a correct attitude, besides the fact that you may end up not having that free time. But he says, you know what? Maybe really that's not what Hashem wants from you. What Hashem wants from you is to be able to be doing it even though you're busy. He wants to see how you can accomplish things with all the busyness. He's not going to make, you say, well, things will calm down. Hashem may not want things to come down for you. He may want you to be a busy guy and to see what is it that you do while you're so hectic. Because if we can accomplish while we're hectic, some of us actually thrive on being hectic, right? But other people, you can say, you know what, despite the fact that I had all these challenges and so much to deal with, and I still got all this done, that's unbelievable. So that's your challenge. Your challenge is, what are you going to be able to accomplish despite all those other things that are taking up your time? And if you wait until you're going to have free time, it's not going to happen because that's not your lot in life. Um, he actually gives an idea that the Chafetz Chaim used to say as a commentary on when Moshe was standing by the burning bush. So Hashem says that the place that you're standing on is holy ground, right? That's the wording in the Torah. So he puts a little twist on it, and instead of not from a literal way, but homiletically, the place where you presently stand, where you are now, that's holy ground. In other words, your immediate status, that's what you should be at. You have to deal with your life as it is now. Don't say, oh, when I'm whatever, then I will. You have to deal with life as it's with the cards you dealt, right? You have to deal with what it is now. And Hashem wants you to do at the moment what it is as you're experiencing, whatever you're experiencing now, that's what he wants to see. What are you doing with it? Rabbi Twersky, with his psychology concepts, is an interesting idea on this as well. He says the psychology of procrastination. Really, most of the time, well, many times, I don't really want to do it at all. It's not that I am putting it off. I don't want to do it. And that's why I'm putting it off. So, but I don't want to say that I don't want to do it. So what I say is, oh, I just can't do it now. I'll get around to it later. Right. But that's what's going on in our heads. And what we're doing is we're fooling ourselves when we're able to fool ourselves into think, yeah, I'm going to do it, and I'm okay to do it. I just don't want to do it now. But really, you don't want to do it. And the Kotzker Rebbe says about that, that's worse than fooling other people. Fooling yourself, you become your own victim, because if you really admitted to yourself you don't want to do it, so then what may happen is, I'm going to do it anyway. A lot of things we all do that we don't want to do because either we have to do it or we're going to be in trouble, or because peer pressure or other pressures from the outside say, look, you're going to look like whatever if you don't do it, so you do it, right? That's many times. But if we don't if we're saying to ourselves, it's not, I'm ready to do it, I just can't do it now, you're never going to get around to it. And that because every day you'll have another reason why not to. And unfortunately, I think we all see this in different aspects of our life, whether it's our professional lives, our personal lives, etc. And one final thing is in the Maharal's general approach of these last number of ideas is that, again, life is totally unpredictable. It can change anytime. And whatever you say you're going to do later, you may not have that opportunity because things could have changed. Whatever you think, when today we're looking at the weather, who knows, whatever they predicted, it keeps changing, right? So the same thing happens with our free time, that right now it looks like 2 hours from now I'm going to be okay, but 2 hours from now something totally different could have happened and I will not have that time. And therefore, grab the time when you have it and don't push things off. Have a great day, everyone.